This is video number 251 and lecture number 11 on market structures and pricing policies in a series of lectures on Introduction to Managerial Economics. So, in today's lecture, we will discuss various market structures and pricing policies. Here are some market structures. We start with perfect competition. This is one extreme. And there is then monopolistic competition, then there is oligopoly, and finally we have monopoly. If we scroll down, the competition is becoming less, and if we go up, then we are moving towards more competitive situation. Perfect competition has certain characteristics. There are a large number of buyers and sellers in the market. Buyers and sellers are price takers, which means that they are small and they cannot exercise any control on price, so they cannot change price, and the demand curve facing a firm is horizontal. Product produced by various producers is completely homogeneous. The factors of productions are perfectly mobile. There is perfect knowledge on behalf of the economic agents, and one example of perfect competition could be stock market. Theoretically, we discuss perfect competition under market structures as one extreme, but in real world, perfect competition is not so much common. It's an ideal competition of a market structure. Then we have monopolistic competition or imperfect competition. In monopolistic competition, we also have many sellers and buyers, but less than the perfect competition. In case of monopolistic competition, there is no homogeneous product, but products are differentiated. They are heterogeneous. Uh, Resources are also mobile perfectly, and example of this could be fast food outlets. Then we have oligopoly. Oli means few, and poly means um, buyers. So in this we have only one or a few sellers, but there are a large number of buyers. And here the product could be homogeneous or differentiated, but there are barriers to resource mobility, and entry into industry is also very difficult, and the example could be automobile manufacturers. Finally, we have monopoly. uh, in oligopoly we have few sellers, not only one. There are few sellers, but buyers are many. But in case of monopoly, mono means one. There is a single seller, but there are a large number of buyers. There is no close substitutes for the product, and there are some significant barriers to the mobility of factors of production or resources. There could be control of an essential input, or there may be patents or copyrights. There may also be economies of scale, and that could lead to natural monopoly, or it could be a government franchise like a post office. This is the case of a perfectly competitive market. On the right hand side, we have perfectly competitive market. This downward sloping demand curve, labeled D, is the demand curve, and this upward sloping straight line curve is the supply curve, and both of them intersect at point E. So in this market, the price of the commodity is 45, and the quantity of the commodity purchased and sold is equal to 400 units. And if we look at this diagram, this is perfectly competitive firm. Now this is the industry or the market, and this is only for one firm. So as I told you earlier, the firm is a price taker, and it cannot change the price. So the demand curve facing a firm is not downward sloping, but it is a horizontal straight line. So it's given, and demand is also equal to price, and that is equal to marginal revenue. When price is given, then marginal revenue is also constant. Uh, Perfect competition and price determination. Let us suppose this is the quantity demanded and this is the quantity supplied, and in equilibrium quantity demanded must be equal to quantity supplied. So if we plug in these values for QD and these for QS, then we have 450 is equal to 10p and P is equal to $45. So this is the equilibrium price. Now if we substitute price value as $45 either in quantity demanded or in quantity supplied, then the equilibrium quantity will be 400, and this is exactly the same like I showed you here in this diagram, and this is the mathematical solution. Perfect competition short-run equilibrium. The firm's demand curve is equal to the market price, and that is also equal to the margin revenue, and firm supply curve is equal to marginal cost. So where marginal cost is greater than average variable cost. So the firm supply curve starts from here, and this positively sloped area of marginal cost curve is the supply curve of a firm. This is average total cost, this is average variable cost, and this is the demand curve facing a firm. And in the upper diagram, this is the equilibrium. Since this is the demand and this is the supply, and the supply curve intersects the demand curve from below, so point E gives us equilibrium. So here the equilibrium quantity by this particular firm is 4, and price will be equal to 45. So there are two conditions for the equilibrium of the firm. The first one is that MC should be equal to MR, that is marginal cost and margin revenue will be equal to each other, and the second condition is that the slope of the MC should be greater than the slope of the MR. So MR slope is 0, but the slope of the MC curve is positive, so this slope is greater than this slope. So both the conditions are satisfied, and this gives us equilibrium in the short run for a perfectly competitive firm. Then we switch over to perfect competition and long run equilibrium. Here quantity is set by the firm so that short run price is equal to marginal cost, and that is equal to average total cost. At the same quantity, long run price is equal to marginal cost and average cost, and economic profit is 0. There is no abnormal profit. There is normal profit, and we call it normal profit because the total cost must be equal to total revenue at this point. And if you look at this diagram, the best level of output of the perfectly competitive firm at price 25 is equal to 4 units and is given by the equilibrium point E star, at which price is equal to margin revenue, and that is equal to long run margin cost, and that is also equal to long run average cost, lowest LAC, long run average cost. Because of a free or easy entry into the market, all profits and losses have been eliminated, and the firm produces at the lowest point on its long run average cost curve, and the firm operates on the scale of plant given by SATC, short run average total cost curve, and its lowest point so that SMC is equal to LMC also. So at this point, LMC and SMC are also equal to each other, and LAC and LMC are equal to each other. So this is the long run equilibrium of the perfectly competitive firm and industry. Competition in the global economy. If we discuss this in an open economy, when the economy has trade with other countries, then there is the involvement of foreign exchange, and we will discuss foreign exchange rate. And foreign exchange rate is the price of a currency in terms of the domestic currency, depreciation of the domestic currency, and then there is appreciation of the domestic currency. And this is the consumption, production, and imports under free trade. I have explained this here. And this is the foreign exchange market and the dollar exchange rate. This is in terms of euro. And this is monopoly, single seller, and that produces a product with no close substitute, and these are the sources of monopoly. Then monopoly and short run equilibrium, and this is how equilibrium is attained in the monopoly. Now the MR and the MC are equal at this point, and the slope of MC is greater than the MR, and this gives us equilibrium at this point. So price is this much, and this much is the output, and this is the abnormal profit. And this is the long run price and output determination by the monopolist in the long run. And this is the social cost of monopoly. And then there is monopolistic competition, many buyers and sellers of differentiated, similar but not identical products, limited monopoly power, downward sloping demand curve, increase in market share by competitor causes decrease in demand for the firm's product. And this is short-run price and output determination under monopolistic competition. The detail is given below. And this is the long-run price and output determination under monopolistic competition. And the best level of output of the monopolistically competitive firm in the long run is 4 units and is given by point E prime, at which MR prime is equal to LMC, and that is equal to SMC prime, and P is equal to LAC, and that is equal to SATC prime, that is short run average total cost, and that should be equal to $6 point A prime, so that the firm break evens. This is the long run equilibrium of the monopolistically competitive firm with selling. And this is another diagram, and this is still another one. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video I discussed various market structures, their assumptions, and then the short run equilibrium and the long run equilibrium and the determination of price and quantity of output in all these market structures. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, this YouTube channel, kindly click on this red button, and do not forget to click on the bell icon so that you can get notification about other videos that I'll upload for you. You may share this video and the video channel, the YouTube channel, with other friends, colleagues, and students. I thank you very much for watching this video.